my name is Angelica Aragon Varela, and this is my integrated skills video. In this opportunity, I'm going to talk most of the time about like the cultural factors that affect negotiation. Actually, this is the first question. At least mention three cultural elements that affect the negotiation. Well, first of all, I consider one of the most important elements that affect negotiation, it is communication. I think communication is the key to connect with the client and establish strong relationships, to build a strong relationship with the other part. I mean, uh, with the other part, and I mean, with a colleague, or for example, if you're even uh, presenting a proposal in a meeting and you're representing your company, it is so important you have this ability of communication, and you develop this ability to express properly. And also, not only for that, but also to understand what is the other part trying to say, or even if he's not expressing at all with the words, but he's expressing so much with the face, or even with the body posture, says a lot to us, that we have to like develop that ability of read it, because he or her is not saying it, but he is showing it. So you have to like read it and try to, yes, to interpret that, so you can come up with the right idea to say, or the right question to say, with the specific words, so the other part can understand you, and can connect with you and your idea. I think this is the first step. The right communication is the first step to create a strong relationship with the client in the professional way, of course. Um, Another element that I consider really relevant, it is perception of time and punctuality, because I consider it's also there are relevant aspects, because not every culture have the same perception of the time, and we have to understand how they tend to be about time. For example, Mexican people value punctuality, but it's not like a strict thing. I mean, it's not like a strict thing, because if you have minor delays, they are often tolerate with you. Yes, but yeah, you can be late like a few minutes, and there is no problem. But they want most of the time to establish a strong relationship with you before accepting any proposal. I mean, they evaluate the way, or um, they evaluate like how much they can count on you, or they can trust on you, before accepting any proposal, any yes, any offer. They prioritize, of course, build strong relationships. In contrast, in Germany, actually, punctuality is non-negotiable. Punctuality is a serious thing. If you are arriving late, even a few minutes, it is considered unprofessional. Another difference with Mexico is that decisions are made based on facts and through analysis, and not by personal relationships or how much they can trust on you. This is another difference with Mexican people. So yeah, let's see how perception of time and different different cultures affect negotiation. So we have to keep in mind that, and study that because if we don't have that in mind, we can't struggle in negotiation. Well, and the third element that I chose to explain it was risk propensity. Well, the negotiators that are risk oriented cultures will be willing to move quickly, to take more risk, but those who are in risk avoiding those cultures are more likely to seek further information and take like a wait and see stay stance. So, for example, there are cultures like Japan and South Korea that the business culture has a conservative attitude towards risk. These societies tend to prioritize like long-term stability and sustainability. Well, and the second part of the same question, it is what are those personal aspects or personal factors that affect negotiation strategies? Well, I consider one of the major factors that affect a negotiation process, it is to have empathy. I mean, this ability I consider is so important if you want to understand the needs of the client, if you want to know what are their expectations, and understand them, what are their opinions and point of view, if they are different from you, and how to change that, how to improve your work according to their expectations, or what is he or her saying, or if he is or her is not saying anything, but you can make an analysis and realize what they want. That is empathy. Another like personal ability that you have to keep in mind, it is conceptual complexity. Well, in conceptual complexity, it is about uh, it is relating to having a complex knowledge which shows less social distance, and you can share with others easily and generate interest in another cultures, and of course having appreciation for those cultures, and of course share that knowledge with others. And of course I think conceptual complexity, it is also connected with sociability. I mean, I think this regards a disposition of willingness to engage with others and establish a strong and long-term relationships, and of course connect with the immediate negotiation or task you are doing, and connect with your client, of course. And the second question, it says, according to the video, how cultural differences affect business? Explain in your own words what issue the speaker had with the Japanese culture. Well, the issue that the speaker had with the Japanese culture was about understand the way the Japanese participants were communicating and expressing that they had questions. I mean, at that moment, it was difficult to her to understand the air of the environment, and which felt rare, of course. And until her Japanese colleague saw the eyes of the participants and understood that they have questions because of the bright in their eyes of the bright and sorry in their eyes. So it shows us how important it is to understand and seek to have a greater knowledge about culture, so that we can solve any inconvenience in a meeting, come up with the proper solution. Also, I consider a quality that complements this. It is having that at the moment, that we can understand any gesture, any small facial expression. I mean, I consider it is key to connect with the client. And the last question it is: imagine you have been chosen in the company you work for to lead an international negotiation with a Japanese company. Okay, well, what are the most important cultural aspects that you would take into account to avoid possible pitfalls? Pitfalls. Well, I would take into account the power distance, the strongly power distance they had. They have. I'm sorry. I would have into consideration to address the highest ranking person. I mean the boss of the company, in presenting all my questions about expectations or requirements, to develop a proposal that match it, that fulfill it, um, and also of course to show respect for ranks and positions, avoiding interruptions and wait for cues to speak. Well, another thing that I would take into account, it would be that they prioritize to build strong relationships. I would take time to establish a good relationship with them before discussing any business proposal. On another hand, instead of promises, I could show statistic information and a structured in an structured plan. I mean, with the action clearly detailed. Another thing is that they are a masculinity, a high masculinity score. So I would focus my work on showing like they focus on working hard. So um I would do my work focus on how structure is my proposal. And also I would be just me. I would I would work demonstrating honesty. I would negotiate demonstrating honesty and transparency throughout my business proposal, of course. And well, this was all my video. Thank you so much for listening to me.